All right, ladies, happy Monday. Happy first day of no, it's not the first day of the year. It's our first team call of 2022. And I am so excited. I'm always excited. Well, that's not true. I'm not always excited, but I am really excited for this year. Last year, it was funny when 2021 was ending and 2020, we were in New Year's, the last couple of days of the year, and I was going through all of my the memories from the prior year pop up on Facebook. And it was just so funny to see all of my old posts where it was like either I had fallen off the wagon, said, this imaginary wagon, and I was going to get back on in January, or get back on track or get back on the wagon. Or I had even the one today was like, I had all this extra fluff and I was showing my extra fluff and I, telling people, let's get back on the wagon. And, it was all good memories and all this stuff. And, or year prior was horrible. And let's make it the best year yet. And I'm like, oh my God, if I hear somebody say that this year, let's make it the best year yet. Because over this last year, I realized, I was reflecting and I shared with you that podcast recommendation from Jay Shetty, which I thought was amazing. I listened to it on my walk yesterday. Do you want to get down? You're shaking and it's bothering me. And it was just asking yourself 9 questions and really sitting. He said it should take you about an hour after you listen to the podcast and then actually go sit with the 9 questions and really answer them. He's like, give yourself a good hour. He's like, actually do it. And to be honest, I haven't actually taken the hour yet. I've thought about each question I was walking and I will do that. But what I learned about 2021, as I know, I keep seeing 2020 was horrible, obviously for so many reasons. And a lot of people are 2021 was even worse. It was even worse than 2020. And we just want to, get into 2022. And while 2020 was one of the toughest years for me personally, and just a lot of things, all from that tough or from that struggle or from that hard came also the most growth I think that I've had in the years past. And I keep hearing, whether it's in a podcast I'm reading or in a book or listening to or in a book that I'm reading, the growth comes from the struggle. We cannot grow if everything is always hunky-dory. If everything is always so perfect, quote unquote perfect, or we are content, or we are just fine because we're not, bucking status quo and going for what we want or doing hard things, we don't grow. And so while, I look back at January 2021 and we were in the throes of getting out of virtual learning and figuring out how to get kids back into school. And I was working full time, which I did not want to do, between 2 different buildings. And I feel like I blocked that time in my life out because it was so hard. But then also knowing, and I looked at my vision board this morning and I just kind of glanced at it from all the things that I wanted. And it was so cool to see how many things actually came to fruition from my vision board that seemed absolutely impossible in January 2021. And did I hit all of the things? No. Did I, did everything go smoothly? Absolutely not. But without that vision starting 2021, even when things were so hard, I know I wouldn't be where I am right now. And so entering into 2022, I'm kind of like, I'm going to sit down, be quiet, don't make any noise. We're just going to all be kind to 2022. But I am going to create this vision. I'm like, why, and I've shared with some of you, I don't know if we're an elite team yet. I know we finished in the top 200 of the entire network, which is freaking incredible. We were a top 200 team the entire year. I believe we hit elite, but it won't be official, I think, until calls come this Thursday from corporate. But I am just so incredibly proud of all of the work that we did collectively in one of the hardest years. I will tell you, the word on the street from all the top Beachbody coaches, all the women that I've had the pleasure of being in, elite groups with and message threads and things. It has been one of the hardest years for them as a Beachbody coach. And so to say that we made it, we did amazing things. We helped women and other people change their lives in one of the most difficult years for everyone, not just for us, but for everyone, not just us as coaches, is absolutely incredible. And so I just, regardless of what the final say is on Thursday, or if whatever, we are a top elite team because that's just who we are and what we do every single day and how we show up for ourselves as well as other people. So I just wanted to say that, and because I didn't really talk about stuff, that kind of stuff, the last Monday of last year, because we were talking about the health bet. But I totally lost. Oh, I know. I'm like, I totally just lost my train of thought. So what I would like, and I don't know if any of you saw, I really, 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 and I wanted to do more with this in terms of creating a vision and, reflecting on 2021, as well as creating a vision for 2022. I think it's really important to see where we were, what we did, and recognize all the greatness, not just what we didn't accomplish in 2021, but then also create a vision for what you want for this year. And I'm not just talking about Beachbody coaching business. I'm talking about your life, your relationships, your health. Like, one of the things, since I've been doing 75 hard on my walks every day, I feel like since I've become a full-time Beachbody coach, it's like, this is my job now. This is my job. And one of the things that I did before I became a full-time coach is I worked all the time, because I worked a full-time job, and then I would have to come home and work my Beachbody business so that I could resign from coaching and be a full-time coach. Well, when I became a full-time coach, I continued those old behaviors of working all the time, even though now I have, designated hours and things that I could be working. And the people that were suffering wasn't me or my coaches or my team or my challengers, it was my family. And so my vision and my plan for this year, more than just continuing to grow our team and continuing to grow the leadership on our team, and see my coaches and our team be as successful as they want to be in their own coach businesses, but to really truly make my family a priority, my husband, my daughter, and really setting boundaries for myself around my coaching business. And so when I say reflection and vision, it doesn't just mean our coaching business. I know that we are all coaching for very different reasons or with very different goals in mind. And so I did create a Google form, and I posted it a little while ago, so you may not have seen it in our team page. I think I'm going to also send it as an email to everybody just in my downline, just to make sure that everybody gets it. And this is for everybody to fill out, whether you're directly under Team Fit to Love or not. Because we work with everybody, and I want to know what your new goals or visions are for where you're currently at. These can change continuously throughout the year. Because I can't help you. Our team can't help you get to where you want to be or not where you want to be if we don't know where you want to go. And so it's basically just asking you some questions about where you're at with the business, what you want with the business, what you want to learn in the business. Do you have income goals, right? Leadership ladder, elite goal, like things like that. And just some more basic questions so that I can get feedback, and even on my own leadership, like how I can be, what I could do differently, some feedback for me to take with me and, learn to be a better leader for all of you guys. So if you feel so inclined, if you want to fill that out, if you have any kind of business goal, I want to do something that's a little more personal that I might actually create that we can send to our customers. That's more on the level of like health and personal goals, not obviously business related. So if you're more, maybe you're here more for the community, maybe you're here to for accountability, maybe you're in this team page and on these team calls because you want to pay a bill a month, but you're not here to build a business or build, a huge team or following or anything. That's fine. That is perfect and beautiful. I just want to make sure that we know, as I'm a Star Diamond upline, as your upline, as your team community, that we know what each of us wants out of this. So what was I going to say? What I would like to do, since I know I just posted that podcast recommendation, I would love it if next Monday, because we had talked about before, doing like 2 team calls a week, still meeting weekly, because I didn't like that we were only doing it every other week. I missed you guys. And I wanted to have a place for us to connect, but every other week do a team call, whether there's a training or information or a guest speaker. And then in the between weeks, doing like a power hour or a team happy hour. And so what I would like to do for next Monday is give everybody an opportunity to listen to that podcast or do your own type of reflection and vision planning, whatever that looks like for you. And when we come back next Monday on the 10th, people that want to share can share their vision. We can do a team happy hour, if you will, power hour, and share our visions, share our reflections, planning, and then we can invite, it's the first day of the health bet. So we can chat about that and see where we're at with the pot. Oh my gosh. But I just kind of wanted to talk about where my brain was at. I always get so caught up, like, you have to have your vision and your plan on January 1. And I'm like, but why? Like, we have so I was like, oh, it's too late. We're already past that. I'm like, but why? Like, we just need to have a plan, whether you make it in January or August or whatever. You just need to have a plan or a vision and then make a plan. So that's kind of my idea for this week into next week. I don't know if anybody wants to say anything that they want to share right now, anything they learned from last year, anything they feel going into this year. I know in our little SC thread, I think it was the SC thread, Laura's was sharing, people started sharing their words of the year. I haven't thought of mine yet. I also did want to talk about the health bet, just to answer questions and make sure that everybody's on board with that. But I didn't know, before we move on to talking about the health bet, did anybody want to share about anything? And then we're going to read nothing. Laura doesn't have anything to say.
I mean, I can talk if you want.
No, it's fine. I don't, it doesn't need to be. I still haven't done my second workout of the day. I still have to go do my workout.
No, I will say there's the one thing that you just said right at the end, though, is like, I get very caught up too in like somehow feeling like I'm behind on something. Like all the freaking, like I bought that Rise Up course and I haven't done it yet. And I wanted to get it done by the first of the year, but then it's like, who gives a crap? Like, move the ball forward. So wherever you are now, move it forward. And that's where the magic actually happens. And so, like, Josh and I have been wanting to talk about our 2022 visions together, and we haven't had a chance, but like, whatever. Like, look at where you are being successful, celebrate that, and then make a plan for like, what's your next best step. Like, it doesn't have to be everything. And so if anyone on the call needed that just emphasized, I just feel like it's really worthy of emphasizing. And I'm super pumped about the health bet. And if you aren't inviting your face off to it, you need to start. that is my other thing. I know Kelly's going to get into it, but I have almost no one in the health bet who has bought crap from me. They are just joining for the $20. And that group is so much fire. And that's exactly what I want. Because I want you at the end of January to say, I need this in my life, and that's where they'll purchase. Right. So I do want to highly encourage, if you're like, oh, but people don't want, like, no, freaking invite your face off. The more people you get in there, the more magical it will be for later. So this is one of the biggest seed planting opportunities I've ever seen us host. Mm-hmm. So there, that's to get you going, Kelly.
Okay. Well, I just want I can't win anything, but maybe the 5%, referral pot, but I think it's already in the bag for Laura, so y'all can stop trying.
Oh, I'm not stopping. I want you guys to catch me. Everyone catch.
No, I know. I was joking. I said everybody else can stop trying because you're gonna win.
No, beat me. That's your goal.
I'm kidding. Shit. What is it? Mathematician, do the math. What's 5% of $5,000? $250 or something like that. Like that's
solid.
That's still a great little winning. So, what was I going to say? I know that some questions have come up about the health bet. I know what I wanted to do. Because Sandy just asked about the calendar, January calendar, and I don't have a January calendar created per se in terms of anything else, but really the only thing we're doing this month is the health bet. The To Be Pregnant launches this month, but we don't, which is great, but I haven't really been all over it because I don't even really have people pregnant in my atmosphere right now. But that doesn't mean that we shouldn't know about it, but it launches this month. And then, team call, we will have a team call every single, or a team time, whether it's a call with a speaker, I will go create those. So there are events in our team every week. But just know that there will be one every Monday for January. And there's five Januaries. There's 5 Mondays this January. So we'll have 3 team calls, at least 2 happy hour power hours in there. And then Super Weekend is this weekend. So if you are somewhere where there is an event, if you are well enough to participate in person, get yourself to a Super Weekend. This is if you have one near you, this is the first in-person Super Weekend. No, that's not true, because I went to one in DC. It's the first one in Portland for 2 years. That's why I was like, it'll be the first one in Portland, where I am from, in 2 years. The first one, we did not have one since January 2020. So I know some other places had in-person ones this last in October. I was with Laura. That's and no, Super Weekends are not for coaches only, Lori. Super Weekends are for prospects, and they get cheaper tickets. Some places, depending on where you are, they can get in free. This is a place where you want to actually bring prospects. Sometimes it can be a little overwhelming because it talks about coach stuff, but usually it's the exciting stuff like coach stories. And this one, we're going to learn where the next Success Club trip is. So for next year, so you're going to learn that. You're going to learn the top 10 coaches in Beachbody for last year. It's a really, really fun one. So if you have prospects or people that are interested in joining our team, it's a really fun place to take them and see what it's like, because we haven't got to do many in-person things. So we actually are in person. And so find one near you if you can, and be there. And Rebecca, Chelsea's going to be with me. She's coming down and staying with me and coming to ours. So yeah, it'll be really fun. What else was I going to say about January? I will be hosting a What is Coaching call. Have not come up with the date for that yet. So we will be doing, because one of my biggest goals is recruiting this year. Recruiting, not just myself, but recruiting for our whole team, and bringing people on. It was so fun for me to, and I'm going to speak specifically to these two because they showed them to me, was seeing Annie and Alex's year transformations this last year, because both of these women are 2 women new into my world, right? And what I loved is seeing their transformation. Annie shared with me hers before she even shared it on social media, and starting in January 2021, this person was a stranger. I didn't even know who she was, never met her in my life. She had been through several different Beachbody coaches, came to me because one of the coach that she was under quit, and I randomly reached out and said, hey, your coach quit, now you're under me. Thank God I did, right? And I didn't even realize anyway, I found that out. And to see like her life transformed. And then I saw Alex's, that she just posted her, and I don't even know what the time frame was, because she had an incredible transformation from 645. But then I think that before photo was even before that. And it was just like going, our only job is to offer this opportunity to people. I can't make Alex go out there and work out every day. I can't make Annie do that. I can't make Lori, after, she's had this amazing transformation, and it was a couple years ago, and she's maintained it for this time. Like, all we offer is the opportunity. And you'll tell 3 years, like, and they all will say, I asked them multiple times before they said yes. I didn't give up. And maybe it's annoying, and maybe you feel annoying, but I cannot imagine. And I'm not saying that Alex or Annie or Lori wouldn't have made some kind of transformation in their life at some point, but it's so amazing to get to be a part of that, because I kept asking. If I had stopped asking and somebody else asked, maybe that would have been the time they said yes. And then somebody else would have got to be a part of their amazing story. I get to be a part of it. And it's like, I love this health bet. And I was sharing this, I think, with Chelsea and with Laura the other day, that what I love about the health bet, and we're asking our customers and people, hey, go invite your friends, share this opportunity. That is literally what we do every day, what we should be doing every day. I feel like we're asking, and I bet if you're asking or going to invite people to the health bet, it seems so easy, because you're not asking them to buy anything. They literally just have to pay $20. They have to pay $20. They still have to do literally the things that we do every day with our workouts and our nutrition and our water and our PD. It's the same habits. We're just not asking them to pay another company $160 for workout programs and supplements. We're just asking them to pay $20 and commit their time. And so it's giving us practice, just sharing an opportunity, so that when February comes and maybe we do a paid group challenge, and it's like, you have to buy a pack to be in this one. We did this month, look at how much you've changed with these habits. You can do this solution or whatever to continue with our community. We're going to, you got to buy a pack, you got to buy a program, or whatever it looks like. They'd be like, yeah, I get it now. Like, I get it. And it just becomes easy. We have to detach ourselves from the response to the opportunity and just ask them to join us, to share the opportunity. That is the baseline of what we do. Not the first thing we do. The first thing we do is take care of ourselves. We have to be doing it too, not perfectly, but just doing it, going through the motions, sharing the opportunity. It's like for me as a coach, like if we related it to our coaching journey, and because I wasn't hitting Success Club, or I wasn't, assigning any coaches, I just didn't invite anybody, because it's like, well, I'm not doing the things. So like, how would anybody, like, I don't care if I sign a coach that does more than me, that comes on and hits a higher Success Club number than me, or hits a higher rank than me, or because I'm just sharing the opportunity, and then they have to decide what they're going to do with that opportunity, not me. That's not my choice. It's their choice. But I'm going to give people the opportunity to say yes or no, or not right now. So I hope that this will be an amazing practice to get out there, invite your face off, like Laura said, and detach yourself from the response. Because I guarantee people are going to still say no. I honestly, what's funny? I feel like this challenge, the health bet, is actually harder than just buying a freaking challenge pack and getting in our bod group. In our bod group, we don't make you post daily what you actually did every day. Like, that's not what we do, right? We ask you to share your workouts and track your food, but not everybody, like, it's not a requirement to win anything. I feel like this is harder than what we actually do in our regular challenge groups. But there's a reason for that, right? Because we know that when people consistently do certain behaviors, healthy behaviors over time, they are going to feel better, they are going to look better, and they are going to want to keep going when they become habits. So I'm obsessed with this health bet idea. I'm obsessed that we are letting anybody and everybody into this group. I'm obsessed that they are going to see the vast majority of the people, participants in this group, doing Beachbody programs, using Beachbody nutrition plans, and using Beachbody supplements. The vast majority of people. I don't know what I was going to say. I'm looking at my list of to-dos to see if I could think of anything else that I wanted to talk about. Are there any, the pot is at, it was over 5,000 the last time I looked. So I can look at the, let's see. 200, so there's two, oops, where's my calculator? Oops, it's about $5,200 is the pot right now. So I'm gonna go, I feel like I'm gonna go out on a limb and say we're gonna be at least 6,000 by the time the bet rolls around, at least. I feel like might slow down a little bit this week because people were super excited, right before New Year's, and then it might pick up like on the weekend right before we start. But are there any questions? I know the question came up, Carrie, you had the question about the tie, or if there's a tie, in our admin thread that we had about, if there's a tie, and I know this keeps coming up as the pot is getting really large, people are going to be really angry if it's not set in stone. So originally, before we realized how much interest we were going to get and how big the pot was going to be, it was going to be that if there was a tie, which the hope is that there is no tie. So in order to not have a tie, there will be random pop-up challenges that Chelsea and I will do. we'll schedule and we'll do, so it's more controlled, because that is really what's going to help us break ties. Because there's going to be challenges that if anybody does the challenge and does it by the certain time, whatever the challenge is, they do it in a certain time, they're going to get a certain amount of points. There's always also going to be challenges that only one winner of that challenge. So it's, say there's a challenge and whoever does the most push-ups, or what, I'm just give you, so the person that does the most push-ups in a minute or whatever, they're the only one that gets the points. So it's not like everybody. Does that make sense? So it'll help differentiate, because if everybody got the daily points, because it's the honor system, then you have to have a way to break those ties. So let's say, even with all those pop-up challenges and everything, at the end of the 3 weeks, there's a 2-way tie for first. Originally, it was like, let's say there's a 5-way tie, that makes it a little bit better. A 5-way tie for first. And originally we were thinking it would be like, oh, we would just do a spin the wheel, random name draw thing. And there's been a lot of conversation about, well, I don't know if it's a $3,500 pot. I'd be pretty ticked if I worked my butt off to earn all those points and then some random wheel picked. I don't know. So we're toying with the idea, and it will be communicated very, very clearly before we start. But we're toying with the idea of, if there's let's say the first place that 5 people have 175 points or whatever it is, splitting that 70% with those 5 people versus, so each one of those 5 would win a part of the pot versus only one. Does that make sense? And second place would still get 30%. If there was only one winner, third would still get 20. And then that fourth place person, for who refers the most, I don't know, if we have a tie, we'll have to, maybe we'd split that too. I don't know. So hopefully that helps. There's nothing set in stone yet, but it will be and very well communicated before we start on the 10th. Just because we want it to be the most fair and not somebody murder us for $3,500 because they think they should have won. It's a lot. That's a lot of money. I'm kind of sad I can't win. I'm not going to lie. I'm very competitive and I can't win. So
I feel like part of this key might be in the pop-up challenges too, to make them doable. Like for instance, and I know you just were shooting off the top of your head, like, so I get that. But if it's like who can do the most push-ups, like I know I have a girl who really wants to win and she weighs 350 pounds.
I'm not.
Do you know what I mean? So I just think when you're thinking of the challenges, you might, I don't know. I just think there's, when it's this much money, I think all of that probably needs to be thought through
Yeah,
about.
no, I appreciate that, but that was it was completely off the top of my head. I couldn't think of just thinking of something
Oh, I
that
know.
would have a winner, like just one winner. But yeah, that is, I mean, it needs to be just like I feel that all of our daily habits are doable for anyone, right? There's nothing that can't be, like, I mean, Laura might say she can't get 7 hours of sleep a night, but that's on her, not the rest of us. Okay. So
Well, I was gonna say, when I used to do things like this a lot, if I had competition, like I'd have something, like I'd do a plank, like take a picture of you in the funniest plank, and then I'd put them all in a pose and I'd let the challengers vote. Like who was the best, like I took myself out of it as often as I could. And this was over small prizes, but I feel like doing that might be really wise on things where there's a winner for that specific thing. If you can let the group vote as opposed to you and Chelsea controlling it, it's an extra layer of protection against
we're not
who's
controlling the winners,
responsible.
we're just controlling when they're posted and such. And like, so we're the ones scheduling them. It's not that we're just like, I don't want a winner to be subjective. I want it to be a definite. Like, that's why I want to have I don't want anything to be subjective. Like, it has to be. And that's why we're like, we ask for ideas for pop-up challenges. So if anybody has ideas for pop-up challenges that they think would be good, please send them my way. We're not, we asked, and if you guys don't know, we had a committee that kind of helped plan the iCanuary health bet. And so tons of ideas have been, it's not just Chelsea and I coming up with the ideas for the challenges and things like that. It's been a compilation of a bunch of coaches. So yes, I completely agree. I do not want anything to be subjective. I want it to be, or objective. Which one is it? I never know which one it is. Subjective, objective, whatever. So that it's a definite winner. Yes, because when there's money involved, yes, it needs to be very, very clear cut. Are there any other questions about the health bet?
Yeah, Kelly, I have a question.
Yeah.
Is there a way to see, I mean, I guess I could go to the Facebook group and see who's joined the Facebook group to see if the people that told me they were going to join have actually joined, or is there a list somewhere?
So
what's the best way to do that?
I thought, let me check something, because I thought I had posted the Google sheet. So
I can give the shareable link to it, Kelly, right now.
The what?
To the Google sheet, the shareable one that's they can't edit.
Yeah. So I thought I had originally posted that in the document in our team page. The problem with that is that's not going to help you with the people that are actually got into the Facebook group. It's only going to be so are you asking, Sarah, are you asking the people to see if the people actually got into the Facebook group or filled out the registration form?
I guess kind of both. So, yeah. I mean, I've got a couple people that said they wanted to do it and I sent them the form, and, one or two have said, yes, I filled out the form, but then I want to make sure that they actually are in the Facebook group. So it's clear to them what, the expectation is.
And are you sending them the Facebook link? Because the only way they'll get the Facebook link is from you. Facebook group link is from you.
Okay.
So when they fill out
I'll make sure.
Yeah. So how we're communicating, it's like when we send the registration form, or when I'm sending the registration form, I'm saying, here's the registration form. Once you fill it out and pay, let me know, and then I send you the Facebook link. So then they're supposed to come, they should come back and say, I paid, I filled out the form. And then this will be like, perfect. And I'll send you the Facebook link. Now, so Laura just posted, if you want to copy it, the Google Sheets. So this is, you can cross-reference from the Google Sheet. And the coolest part is because we asked who referred you. So they should put your name in. And so you can actually, I don't think you can actually sort by it because you can't edit the document at all. I don't think you can sort if you can't edit, but you can at least go through and it'll very clearly say Sarah Puckett or Sarah, and hopefully they put everybody's last name. Like there's not a million Sarahs, but you will at least know, you will at least know the name of your like if it says Sarah and it's like, oh, Sally Wright, and you're like, oh, that's Sally Wright's my best friend, you would know it was you, even if it doesn't have your last name. Because I did notice that not everybody put first and last name, and I was like, but
I also ask my people that once they, when I send them the link for the Facebook group, I've asked them to follow up with me to just let me know that they've been accepted into the Facebook group.
Yeah.
And the only reason I just kind of preface it that this thing is blowing up and I want to make sure that I don't miss anybody.
Yep.
So.
Yep. So if you see, and so Sarah, if you see their name is on that Google spreadsheet, then you can go to the Facebook group and just search to see if they're actually in the group. And I will say, and I want to, because we're only allowing one person, which is Chelsea, is admitting people into the Facebook group because she has to verify with her Venmo that they've paid before she lets anybody in. So we only are allowing her to make, to admit people. It's happening within 24 hours for sure. It's happening usually within like an hour or immediate, but to respect her time and her, like we're asking people to let them know you will be admitted within 24 hours if they're not. And I would also say to them, like something, you're not missing anything, there's posts going up, but they're not missing, like the challenge doesn't start until the 10th. They will have plenty of time to check out the resources and things like that before we get going. There's no points being, there's no challenges or points being earned right now that they can't, get if they're not in there. I know everybody's excited. What?
I was just gonna hop in and say, if you're not using content from that group to talk about things on your social media, like you're missing an opportunity too. Like today I screenshotted some whys and I shared them in I didn't share anyone's name or anything, but like there's some people are saying some cool stuff in there to be able to publicly share like why they're doing this and stuff. And so don't sleep on those opportunities. Just, keep people's stuff private, but it's really cool when you go through and read some of those whys.
Yeah. Yeah.
And their promises, like, oh, you get to pick your own promise and like show what some of the people are doing. Like a lot of those will resonate with so many people.
You want to know what mine is? My fifth one? Shower.
That's really classy.
I know. I was like, what's going to be because I'm like, I already do the other 4 every day. Like, I was like, I need something that's going to challenge me. Mine is, it's really shower and get ready. Anyway, I need to get ready.
Shower. It's so much better to just think that you just need. Look at Carrie. Carrie's like, head's going to explode at that.
I may not have showered for like 3 days at the end of the year when I was going for Elite. On New Year's Eve when I went to shower to get ready for my New Year's Eve party, I was like, I'm not really sure when the last time I showered was. So it was a little sketch.
That's part of the story is that you're doing 2 45-minute workouts a day.
Yeah, I know. It's not, I put deodorant on every day though. I just covered up from the day before. The last day though, I was like, I can smell myself. It's time. It's time.
Right.
So
yeah. I did want to throw one thing out just so we don't forget. January, guys, all the Success Club trip dollars that you earn are doubled. So like, first of all, we talk about this all the time. You want to hit Success Club anyways, like that. But January, you like, man, it's so great if you start your year with a strong month in January and you just every month can see those trip dollars are there for you. It's really awesome. So I think Michelle and Kelly and I think that's everyone. Is anyone else going to Punta Cana in March?
Rebecca and Lori.
Okay. So 5 of us are going to Punta Cana this year, and you guys can have FOMO while we're there. And then you can like make sure you had your trip dollars this month and all the other months so that you can come with us next year. So.
Well, and the second note to that too is that, we talked about hitting Success Club in December and then even in January, because, the New Year's when all the people are looking for health and wellness, options for their New Year's resolutions. I've had a new lead every single day so far the last 3 days. I've had a new lead in my back office, free customers to me for hitting Success Club last month. So, and we know that it's not just December into January, it's January into February. People are still, so if you hit Success Club this month, you are going to get free leads and you're Emerald, you have to be Emerald to get leads, but so if you have 2 preferred customers or 2 coaches under you and you hit Success Club 5, you are going to get free leads next month, free people that you can reach out to, and sometimes they reach back out and sometimes they don't, but you still get the volume and the commission once they purchase. So it's pretty cool. Any other questions? I'm getting all hot and bothered in here. Always happens. I've been freezing all day long, like couldn't even get on the couch, put on a winter hat to drive my daughter to gymnastics, and now I'm burning up. It's not COVID, don't worry. Oh, I thought Lori was
I
gonna
need
say
to know if that picture is Carrie with long hair. I'm so confused.
that's her daughter.
Oh, okay. I was like, does Carrie look like that if she has long hair?
That's both of her daughters. Her hair probably would be that long if it was straight. Yeah, look at that. Told you. All right. Anything else? Any other questions about the health bed? Anything? Oh, can I ask a question? And you can type it in the chat, or you can just say it out loud. As we already know what we're doing next Monday, but as I plan for the rest of the month, is there any topics, subjects, things like speaker, that I could get a speaker on, that I could do a training on? I know, and I don't know if I want to do this as a team call. So I'm going to say one that I do want to do, but I don't know if I'm going to do it as a team call, maybe something separate so people and record it so people can watch at their leisure. But I do want to do a training or an informational session on the leadership ladder and the road to elite. So, and the leadership ladder, like hitting, so this is the leadership ladder, the team builder, team leader, premier, and then I will have my elite one there. But that's the road to elite, as well as the leadership ladder, hitting each of those rungs. There's certain things you have to do. So I do want to do a training / information session that can be a recording and provide to the whole team. But I don't think I'm going to do it on a Monday night, just because it is very, very specific to people that have that goal. And that's those are some big lofty goals and amazing things to work for. But I don't want to do it on a Monday night. But other than that, is there any subjects, topics, whatever that you guys would like me to talk about, learn about, bring speakers in? Don't all go at once. I think Michelle's typing.
Yeah, because she'd sound like a robot if she spoke.
Canva. Okay. I love Canva. I love me some Canva. Okay. Did you see my new graphic today? I mean, I didn't create it. I just filled it in, but I bought it. So I had to edit it myself on Canva. But I love it. Okay. Canva training. That's it. All right.
Can I ask a question
No.
for you that are doing all the reels?
What was that?
Because the reels.
Yeah.
I'm that's a goal of mine, to do more reels a week. But I thought I had saved some, and I had made a video, and then I went back through my saved and I couldn't find the audio. Is there a way to find the audio? So like what I did was, how you walk into the room and you forget like what the hell you're, which happens a lot to me. And so I was trying to find that audio for that aligns with the one where you walk into a room and it's like, oh God, have you ever walked in here? But I can't find it. So I just wondered if there's a way to
on Instagram
research it.
No, there's no way to find. You just have to scroll through all the reels until you find it. If it's a popular sound, normally it will pop up If it's
Did I
one,
searched a couple people and Michelle, you were one. I searched yours, but maybe I missed it. So,
or yeah, if you know people that have used it in the past, go to their, and then, like, I always go to Brock Johnson's page because he uses a lot of the popular sounds and do it.
Okay.
It's funny, because one of my business goals this year is to consistently be using reels and batch, make them and plan them so they're all, done. So I'm just gonna do some tips on how I do that, like how I go search for, I just scroll through all the reels and find sounds that I like that would be fun, and also ones that I think I can relate to self-care, because again, they should be all related to your niche. And so then I look at how can I use this sound and create something related to self-care. And then I just save all the videos, and then I'll go back. Like today was supposed to be that day, but I didn't shower. So the good thing the challenge doesn't start until Monday. And so then I'll go back on a day that I get ready, and I will batch record all the different ones that I've saved. What was I going to say? There was something I was going to say though. She's going to say something. I don't know. But when you go, if you're looking through reels, like you're on your phone on Instagram and you're going through, you're going through the little thing. Oops, hold on. The little thing in the middle, that's reels, and you just start going through them. If you hear the same sound, like if you keep hearing the same sound, the same, audio multiple times, that that's a popular sound and you want to save it and do something in your niche to it. If you're hearing it over and over again.
My other question is that when you save them, the audio, is it saving? Because I know there's two different saves. So there's the save with the 3 dots, and I think that's the save the audio. But then down below.
So if you go to a reel and you want to save just the audio, not the actual reel, you click here to save the audio. But I always save the actual reel because I want to see their words. I want to know how
that's what I need to be doing. That's what I think I'm doing wrong.
But let's say I save the audio. So if you but you can still do it. If you save the audio, then you go to those 3 lines, to find your saved. So when you go to all your saved, here's all my audio. So there's a whole collection of all the audios you saved, and then all the posts. So these ones are all the reels that I actually saved the whole video. This one, I just saved that audio. That's just the audio.
Yeah, and those are harder to find. Then you have to go through each one because you don't know which one was what.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. Just want to make sure I'm kind of doing that right.
Yep, that's why I saved the whole video, so I know which one is what.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, thank you.
Yep. Look at him like Santa, my rosy cheeks. I have it. I can send to you. Oh, I haven't done it yet, but I have it saved. Oh, you guys are talking to each other. Okay. Anything else? Oh, picture. I was like, what is she saying? She thinks I know sign language. I should know a little bit by now, but by the way, I loved watching your stories of you doing sign language with your daughter. It was amazing. Okay, so we're gonna do a picture. Or actually, we're gonna do a boomerang. Where'd Sarah go? I'm looking at your ceiling. Ready? Boomerang, boomerang. Brr, 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 brr. There's Rebecca's. Oh, I was saying boomerang like an idiot, and I'm in there going like that. Whatever. Okay. So what's your job for next Monday? You have 2 jobs before next Monday. What's your first job?
Your whys.
Your what?
Is it write your whys? Visions. There you go. Laura said it. Visions. Couldn't remember.
Well, you're right. Like
Listen to that podcast.
Yeah, if that's how you want to do your vision, you don't have to. But I just really like that reflection, and then the questions it asked. So next week, coming with your vision for this year, your plan, and filling out. So I guess there's 3: filling out my Google form, filling out my Google form that's in the team page. And then the third one is invite your face off to the health bet. Invite your face off, because listen, every single person that you invite to the health bet and joins is another invite follow-up for February. Every single person. It's an easy transition invite from the health bet to, hey, do you want to stay with us into February? Okay. So yeah. Okay. All right. I love you guys. I love seeing your faces, and I will see you next Monday. Bye.